Okay, my biologists, let's get into mammals. So, mammals are a lineage of amniotes. We are craniates, we are vertebrates, we are gnathostomes, we are lobe-finned fish, we are tetrapods, we are amniotes, we are mammals. We are primates, we are hominins and hominids, we are all of those things. So, mammals are a lineage of amniotes. There's about 6,400 known species, and we share these derived characters. One is mammary glands that produce milk. In that little rap video from Community that I put up there, that little TV show clip, they talk about having mammary glands. That's what makes us mammals. We have hair and fat under our skin that give us insulation. We have kidneys that conserve water from our waste, so we're not wasting water. We are endothermic. Do you remember what that means? We just talked about that with our birds. Along with being endothermic, we have a high metabolic rate. So we have to be eating a lot of food to keep up our body temperature. We have efficient respiratory and circulatory systems. We have a large brain in comparison to our body size. So a lot of animals may be bigger, but their brains aren't as big as a ratio to their body size. We have extensive parental care. So for most mammals, we don't just lay an egg and then run off and never see them again, right? We have at least some level of parental care. And we have differentiated teeth. That means different kinds of teeth for different kinds of food. At the base of our mammals are our monotremes. And monotremes are mammals. They have all of those traits we just talked about, but they lay eggs. So they are egg-laying mammals. They are found in Australia and New Guinea, and they have 4 species of echidnas and 1 species of platypus. Amongst the monotremes, the females do not have nipples. Instead, they secrete milk from glands on their bellies, and then the babies will just come and suck the milk from their fur. Next, we have marsupials. This would be our opossums. So here's a baby possum here. Kangaroos. Here's a bilby related to kangaroos. And koalas. Here's another opossum. In marsupials, the embryo will start its embryonic development within the mother's uterus, and it'll be nourished by the placenta, so similar to us. However, these babies are going to be born very early, before they are fully developed, and they will complete their embryonic development within a marsupium, which is a maternal pouch. And within that marsupium, they'll be able to nurse while they continue developing. Then we have Eutherians. Eutherians are placental mammals. Compared with the marsupials, we have longer pregnancies and a more complex placenta. And Eutherians complete their embryonic development within the uterus. There is no sort of marsupial pouch. There is no egg. We are completing development. Well, sorry, there is an egg, but there's not an external egg. Anyway, we complete our embryonic development within the uterus and get nourishment from the mother through the placenta. The placenta is an organ that connects the baby to the mother. We do have a lot of convergent evolution that goes on where animals, even though we're in very different clades, we still see a lot very similar body plans. So the plantigale, which is a marsupial compared to the deer mouse, you can see they look alike, but they are not in the same group of animals. This is a marsupial, this is a eutherian. They have that similar body shape because that is what is evolutionarily preferred in that's the advantageous body plan. A marsupial mole compared to a eutherian mole, a sugar glider compared to a flying squirrel, a wombat compared to a woodchuck. Again, these are marsupials, these are eutherians. These are not, the same sort of genus or anything, but we just see that example of convergent evolution going on here. A Tasmanian devil and a wolverine, a kangaroo, and a KV. So what is the difference between monotremes, marsupials, and eutherians? They all have kind of different ways to bear their young, but how are they different? Can you describe each one of those? Let's look at some mammals here. We already talked about our monotremes, and we've already talked about our marsupials. Next, we have the Proboscideae, which would be the elephants. They have this long muscular trunk. They have thick, loose skin. They have upper incisors, which are teeth that have been elongated into being tusks. Next, we have Sirenia. I think these are so beautiful. This is our manatees and our dugongs. They are aquatic, so they live in the water. They have fin-like forelimbs. They do not have hind limbs. And they are herbivorous. They eat plants. Next is a Hydrocoidea. These are hyraxes. They have short legs and a stumpy tail. They are herbivorous. And they have a complex multi-chambered stomach. Then there's Xenarthra, which includes sloths, anteaters, and armadillos. They have reduced teeth or no teeth. They're herbivorous if they're sloths, but carnivorous if they're anteaters and armadillos. Then the rodents are squirrels, beavers, rats, porcupines, and mice. They have chisel-like, continually growing incisors that they have to continually wear down by gnawing, and they tend to be herbivores. Then the Lagomorpha, which are rabbits, hares, and pikas. They have chisel-like incisors. They have hind legs that are longer than their forelegs. Where did my pointer go? They have hind legs that are longer than their forelegs, which makes them well adapted for running and jumping, and they are herbivores. We have our primates. We're going to come back and talk about our primates in our next video. Then the carnivora. This would be dogs, wolves, bears, cats, weasels, otters, seals, and walruses. They have sharp pointed canine teeth. They have molars that are adapted for grasping and cutting, and they are carnivores. The Perissodactyla would be our horses, zebras, tapirs, and rhinoceroses. They have hooves with an odd number of toes on each foot. So 3 or 5 toes on each foot. And they are herbivores. Then Cetartiodactyla are the artiodactyls, which would include sheep, pigs, cattle, deer, and gyres, which have hooves with an even number of toes on each foot, so 2 or 4. And they are herbivores. And also within here we have the cetaceans. These would be whales, dolphins, and porpoises. These are also aquatic. They have a streamlined body for swimming. They have paddle-like forelimbs. They have no hind limbs. And they have a thick layer of insulating blubber, and they are carnivorous. And the Chiroptera, which are the bats, and I love them too. They are adapted for flight. So they are unique mammals in that they are able to fly. They have a broad skin fold that extends from their fingers to their body and legs to create their wings. They are both carnivorous and herbivorous. They can be either one. Okay, so like Eutherians, both monotremes and marsupials. A, do they lack nipples? B, do they have embryonic development outside of the uterus? Do they, C, lay eggs? D, are they found only in Australia and Africa? Or E, include only insectivores and herbivores? How are monotremes and marsupials similar to each other but different from Eutherians? Okay, here's some animals we're going to look at. Here's bats. Okay. Then the Galapagos sea lion. Okay, then wolves, agonistic behavior. Do you know that word? So they're fighting. It's like antagonizing each other. Then a shark eating a seal. Which of these is a mammal between these two? I hope you remembered the seal is a mammal. The shark is a kind of fish, a chondrichthyon. Okay, we're going to come back and talk about primates in our next video. So I hope now you're kind of able to appreciate some of our mammals, our monotremes, our marsupials, and our eutherians. Please have a little bit of comfort with our different clades that we talked about here. And I'll see you in a little bit for our next video. Bye.